Shalom Israel, as usual, you know, we come out, we try and wake up our people. But before we start, we're going to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Waha, Rakam, Kadash. Yeah, double orders to the elders and apostles in Israel who rule and teach well. To the Akim, to the Ives and byways and those pushing videos in truth and sincerity. To the brothers and sisters in the truth. And we know that judgment is coming, can't avoid it in the sense of it coming, but we can be guided through it. But these nations, just like how we have to drink, just like how we have to drink from the cup, these other nations, especially Esau, they're going to have to drink from the cup as well. Lucky Esau. Yeah, so read that, 49 and 12.
Yeah, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49 and verse 12. And it reads, Thus saith Yahweh, Behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup.
And it was our judgment not to drink of the cup, because the Most High gave us his law, statutes and commandments, how to be on the right side with him. Go on.
Have surely drunken.
Yeah, go on.
Showing that we have surely drunken of the cup we were not meant to. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
So it lets you know that these other nations, they're going to get judgment, just like how we got judgment, and their judgment is for how they've treated us. Because when you read Zechariah, Zechariah 1, I got it. Zechariah 1 and 15, I go straight to the point. It says, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. For I was but a little displeased, and they held forward the affliction. So the Most High put us into their hand to punish us, you know. If you don't want to serve me, then serve your enemies. But they took it that bit further, especially Esau. Esau went above, you know, he did a Buzz Lightyear on us, man. He went above and beyond. And so now, you know, judgment has to come. And we can see it happening around us. You know,
as the brother just said, they've gone above and beyond. And they're still doing it even to this present day. So, you know, we're not out in the neck of the woods of them people as yet.
No, it's only when Yahushua returns then we'll be out of the neck of the woods, man.
This is not our rest.
That's right, that's right.
Never get comfortable in this people.
And our people are comfortable. That's right. You know? Esau is lulling them to sleep, man. Yeah, bring it out.
Okay. Zechariah chapter 11 verse 4. Thus saith Yahweh my power, feed the flock of the slaughter.
It says feed the flock of the slaughter. Now that shows you that whereas the people were being slaughtered, man. It says feed the flock of the slaughter. That's why, you know, brothers are coming out week in, week out, making lessons to feed the people. What we feed them with this knowledge, man. But that's what's going to be the stability in the times to come. Yeah? Go on, read on.
Verse 5. Whose possessors slay them.
It says whose possessors slay them. Now, it's been happening to us throughout history. Even when you go back to the Greeks even before the Greeks, you know, we as a people have been slain, but this now is mainly dealing with Esau, because that's the captivity that we're under. It says whose possessors slay them, gone.
Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
Yeah, because when they go to court now, if you look at our brothers in the Americas, like they get a bit worse than us over here. You know, they could be driving K-like bus, and then next thing you know, they're going home in a body bag. That's right. Over a broken tail bag. Right. Then when it goes to court now, not guilty all around on the, you know, on the officer's side. So this is why the Most High has to bring judgment to these other nations for the way that they treat us.
And not even just the police as well. I remember there was a story about a guy, one of our brothers, running with a remote control in his hand, and a resident shot him, and he got off.
Yeah, no matter what kind of an Edomite you are, what status you're in, you know, they will get themselves off. Even when you go to when you go back to 60 1681. Now there was a law that they brought in to try and stop the Cheathamites from dealing with the Jakes. And that law weren't really working. You know, there was that weren't really working. So what they did now, they amended it in 1681 to put the term white in there. Yeah. So now if you identified as being white, you had certain privileges. One of the first things they did was to stop non-whites from owning firearms. And then after that, they said non-whites couldn't press charges against those who identified as whites.
They had no rights that the law had to respect.
Yeah. So these people, man, this is Psalms. They make laws, but the laws really are there to oppress us as a people. It's not really there for our benefit.
The laws are made to uphold the oppressors and to give the oppressors a legality
to do what they did. That's right. This is Psalms 94 and 6. Slakia and 20. Says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? So that's what they do now. They put these laws into place.
That's a perfect scripture.
You know, that's what they do. They frame mischief by law. So you look at what's that thing in America? The Constitution.
Oh, the American Constitution.
Yeah. Now that says that all men are created equal. But then, is that dealing with everybody? No.
Can I just state, that was created in 1776, and in 1776, slavery was legal. So when they made that document, they were slaves. So how could everybody be created equal if you had slaves at the time?
That's right. So that shows that the law wasn't made for everybody, just like our law ain't for everybody either.
Right.
In the kingdom it will be for everybody, but right now we're the ones that's being held accountable for this, man. Yeah? So judgment is coming. Amos 1. Like we just read, whose possessors slay them, hold themselves not guilty.
It's the book of Amos chapter 1 verse 11, and it reads, Thus saith Yahweh Shem Yahushai, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
Yeah, should you go altogether unpunished? No, you should surely drink of that cup, man.
Because he did pursue his brother with the sword,
There's whose possessors slay them, hold themselves not guilty, good.
and did cast off all pity,
That's right.
and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever.
They said he kept his wrath forever, so
How long did he keep it for?
Forever.
Make sure that drums in.
That's right. That's why when you read Malachi 1 and 4, it says the Most High has indignation against Edom forever. Yeah? And people find it hard to understand, man, or get their head around. But it says they're the border of wickedness, man. Yeah? Bring up Psalms 96 and 10.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 96 and verse 10. Say among the heathen that Yahweh reigneth.
Yeah, right about now, it may not seem like Yahweh is reigning amongst these other nations, yeah, but the Most High is actually reigning, because what's actually happening now, really, it's all going to plan. It might seem like, this weren't meant to happen. No, everything that's happening now is all going to plan.
That's right.
Just like the Most High is very intricate in how he does his things. Yeah? And it says, say among the heathen that Yahweh reigneth. Well, just like because when we came out of Egypt, and the Most High brought judgment then, all these other nations knew about Yahweh and Yahushai. And that's what's happening, man. All this judgment is one, to recompense these nations for what they've done to us, and also to put his name back on the map, because we were the ones that made it leave the map. You know what I'm saying?
This is the book of Joshua, chapter 9 and verse 8. And it reads, And they said unto Joshua, We are thy servants. And Joshua said unto them, Who are ye? And from whence come ye?
So what? Yahoo. And where you come from?
Verse 9. And they said unto him, from a very far country thy servants are come, because of the name of Yahweh thy power. For we have heard the fame of him and all that he did in Egypt.
Yeah, and that's coming back again. You know? The Most High's his name's going to be put back on the map, and it's never going to leave this time around. You know? Because why? We're going to be under that new covenant where we won't be transgressing the laws. Therefore, there's no need for any of this to happen again. You know what I'm saying?
This is Joshua chapter 9 and verse 9. And it reads, and they said unto him, from a very far country thy servants are come, because of the name of Yahweh thy power. For we have heard the fame of him and all that he did in Egypt.
Right, so the reason why I asked him to repeat it is because when people say name, in paleo, that's Sham, right? Sham has various different meanings. So it's identified as name, but it means more than name. It means your fame, it means your renown, it means the things that you've accomplished, whether good or bad. So when you say name, it means all of these things, and this verse kind of illustrates the point.
And as the brother said, it's just like a pseudonym, a nickname.
Yes.
That's the same thing the brother, just strengthening your point, that's the same thing the brother's talking about. In a name comes reputation.
That's the word I was looking for, yeah. So it's your reputation, your renown, your accomplishment.
Yeah, but I'll get a piece of it first. I think it's 2 Samuel 7. Yeah, 8 and 9. Just to back up your point.
7, yeah?
Yeah, 8 and 9.
Okay, this is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 7 and verse 8. And it reads, now, therefore, so shalt thou say unto my servant David, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, I took thee from the sheepcote, and from the sheepcote, from following the sheep, to be ruler over my people, over Israel. Verse 9. And I was with thee whithersoever thou wentest, and have cut off all thine enemies out of thy sight, and have made thee a great name, like unto the name of the great men that are in the earth.
That's right.
So like the brother was saying now, that name, you know, carries more than just Yahweh. There's a reputation
That's right.
that actually goes behind it. That's why when you read Exodus 6 and 3, it says that, yeah, might as well bring that up. Yeah, Exodus 6 and 3.
Book of Exodus, chapter 6. And 3.
Can someone get Genesis?
And it,
Genesis 12.
this is Exodus chapter 6 and verse 3, and it reads, and I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob by the name of the Most High Almighty, but by my name Yahweh was I not known to them. Says Jehovah here.
Yeah. Yahweh. So it says, sorry.
Yo.
Yes, man.
Okay. Reason why I recognize women is I know a brother up in North London.
That's right.
Yes.
So we can hear you.
And
No, you
No, pull it down.
Yeah, that's better.
Right. The reason I can come before women, I know a brother up there in North London. There's another guy. I work in North London. And when I'm coming from there, I see him WeChat. He give me a link, to watch Woody. So there are individuals at the moment that I don't see. Maybe I see in the video. There's a Redskin brother. I can't remember if he's elderly, but I'm learning about the Hebrew.
That's right.
And I also know I am a Hebrew.
That's right.
That's right.
Well said.
Yeah. I also know I was on the bus and I'm chatting because we're talking about this COVID thing.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a pandemic. It's not a pandemic.
But just code up the name.
Yeah, that's right.
Call it something else.
Yes, because it's a biological. I can't remember the name.
It's biological warfare. What they've done, they've genetically modified
That's right.
the virus and they've weaponized it.
That's right. So this is my take on. I'll show you how this is my take on where I can through the brothers
That's right.
that I can coach you guys. You don't know me. This is my take on. Because I know you guys.
So what we do, we read the spirit. The opposite spirit.
This is my take on. If you remember Wuhan, Chinese, yeah, and you got the Americans, this team. Now they don't need bombs.
No, but then,
No. What I'm saying, just leave a little thing. Back in the days when the water there.
No, I understand.
Pardon me. I'm just letting you guys let you know dyslexia.
It's alright.
Yes,
All of us have something or the other going on with us.
So, so I take in my time. But if I say something, not exactly, but I know that we will understand. So between them a war and whatever country, we don't know.
yeah, but what should we be doing though? Knowing that all of this is happening, what should we be doing?
Okay. Knowing well, put this way. I tell you now, me I run things.
You are on things.
Run things out.
No, just listen. I tell you that. No, I'm telling you, me I run things, but it's not just me, it's a we. It's not just me, it's a we, it's all the we. Yeah? It's a we because of this.
It's not, well, I must say, it's not, you said because of this, you've got to remember, it's not skin colour, it's nationality.
Diversity.
It's nationality. You've got to be of the seed of Jacob.
Two is what I mean. Yeah?
But check this out, he's gonna read.
Okay.
Check this out.
So this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 19, he said. Right. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
So these things that we're seeing, the Most High has sent these things as scourges for us to amend our ways.
Verse 20. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges.
So we have to be mindful of what's happening. Like, watch how we're carrying ourselves. Chapter 75.
So this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 75. Be ye not afraid.
Everything that's happening, the Most High saying, don't be afraid. Why shouldn't you be afraid?
Neither.
Hold on. Why shouldn't we be afraid? Who's actually sending these things?
What did the verse just say above?
Verse 19.
Yeah, 19.
Verse 19. Behold, famine and plagues. So that thing that you mentioned earlier could be considered a plague. A plague, tribulations, meaning trying times, and anguish, meaning the pains that come with trying times, are sent as scourges, meaning as beating. You know when you do wrong and your papa beats you, that's scourges. Are sent as scourges, beatings for amendment, for correction.
Who's sending them? The Most High is sending them.
That's right.
Because jump back to 75. Because he's sending them, this is what it says.
Here's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, and verse 75. Be not afraid
Don't be afraid.
of the things that we just mentioned earlier. Don't be afraid. Neither don't doubt the power of our Yahweh. Don't doubt Yahweh Shai, your Redeemer. Don't doubt that you're a Hebrew Israelite. Don't doubt that at the end of it, you will have redemption or salvation. If you're one of the one-third of elect. Right? Neither doubt, for God, Yahweh power, is your guide. Verse 76. And the guide of them who keep my commandments
There it is.
and precepts, saith the Lord Yahweh.
That's what we're
God
going to do.
power.
So what should we be doing? To not right, good. That's it. In order for you to not fear what's going to happen and all that, keep His commandments.
One more.
So this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14 and verse 34. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own
What
understanding,
we need to do, forget all the crap that we learned in the world, and come back to being obedient to what the Most High tells us to do. Yeah? Go on.
if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding,
Just like it's like this. Say you have a computer and it's not running, it's corrupt. What you do, you wipe the hard drive and you reprogram it back.
That's
with
what
all
we're
the new.
doing.
That's what this is saying.
Funny
You
enough,
should do this.
funny enough, you say this, I just come back from that. And then I come out here for my same and I'm using the computer, no using individuals. Talking, just says you guys are good. So that's why I'm on this, on a high, you know, and whenever I'm in North London, these two brothers,
Yeah, check out the program.
and they gave me the link.
Do you go on YouTube?
he said
Oh yeah. Don't worry, we'll give you our channel.
Yeah, read that on
he has it.
and break it down for us.
Yeah.
Therefore,
Okay, I'm good.
Keep going.
Therefore, if so be that ye, meaning you, will subdue your own understanding, will tell yourself, look, I don't know nothing, I need to learn. Right? So
Well, the
you're not
Bible
gonna-
says, trust in Yahweh and lean not on thine own understanding.
That's right.
That's you subduing your own understanding, trusting in the Most High and doing what He says. Go on.
and reform, change your, you know, like when you reform, you go to prison and they reform you, so they say. Reform. No, I'm just saying. And reform or change, or you know what reform mean? Right, when you change, you're in school, you're being bad. They say, okay, you need to go to reform school, and they change you. Reform, change your hearts mean mind.
Okay, way of thinking, your way of understanding.
You shall be kept alive, so the life is the truth, the word. So when you're in life, you're in the word, you're in the truth, you're in the commandments, in the faith. That's where I think you mean.
But when you say you'll be kept alive, it's going to tell you earlier on.
Exactly.
Later on, go on.
And after death, ye shall obtain mercy.
But that's what we're seeking. Mercy.
Yes.
Yeah? Would you like verify?
Where you guys have been,
Mercy. Verse 25. For after death shall the judgment come.
And this is what we're trying to escape. We're trying to escape the judgment. The judgment is definitely coming. So for us to escape the judgment, we have to subdue our own understanding. Yeah? Be not afraid, neither doubt, because the Most High is our guide, but the guide of those that keep His commandments and precepts. And faith. Put it up to 9, Second Ezra 9, and
she said, oh,
7.
one day you will go back to the so
So she learns.
Listen to this brother.
So this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, and verse 7. And it reads, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his word,
Judgment is coming, you know, but we can escape or be guided through those judgments. You know what I'm saying? And death as well is a form of escape, because when you read Isaiah 57:1, it lets you know that the Most High will take away the righteous to prevent him from some of the serious things that's coming along, so that you don't go for it.
Let me read this and everyone, meaning every Hebrew Israelite, man, woman, and child, that's the one he's referring to. Everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his work, because they're the only ones that will be able to escape all his work. Very few of them, but they will. And by faith, so they're the only ones that have the faith, or can
That's
have
what
the
you
faith.
need, faith and works.
You got to believe in your works. It's the faith, it's the both. Yeah? You got to believe by doing the works, the Most High is going to give you mercy.
So, whereby ye have believed, so it's actually to say, verse 8, shall be preserved. So you know where it's to be preserved? That's to be kept or to be saved. So you know that jam, you preserve jam, you preserve jam for years and years and years, evermore. So that's preserved. Preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land, which is Jerusalem, Israel, and within my borders, for I have sanctified them. So we've been sanctified, we've been set apart, we've been taken apart from the other nations, we've been sanctified them for me from the beginning.
That's what you have to do, my brother. You know, subdue your own understanding and just come back to who you are. And it seems like you're willing to do that. So just keep one more. Matthew 13.
So,
No, 24 and 30.
do you have any update or you know, like,
What would you do? If you go on this channel, you get these on the brother's channel as well, yeah? Let's check it out.
Can I just ask you, know the brothers from North London, is that a tall Nigerian guy that's short?
yeah, there's a
Like Bob and Yawaza.
Okay.
My seven sisters. Yeah, that's our brother.
because yes,
Yeah.
Because
Because your
they-
face kind of look familiar still.
yeah, because I you know, Crouch Hill.
I know Crouch.
So when I'm coming from work,
Yeah, your face is familiar. I'm telling you, I'm looking at you like
Let me do one more, my brother. Matthew 24 and 30.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 13.
Yeah.
But he that shall endure unto the end,
So it's not a sprint.
Yeah,
It's a marathon. Yeah?
It's a Nipsey.
Yeah. It says, he that endureth to the end.
the same shall be saved.
So these are part of the things we have to do to be saved. We have to endure, have patience, trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Because the name, you know the name of the Most High? His name is Yahweh.
yes,
And the one they
I've
call,
been learning this.
Yes.
I've been trying to pronounce it each time I hear.
and the one they call Jesus Christ, his name is Yahweh Shai. Yeah?
When I first heard it, my dyslexia.
Exactly.
So I try to, but when I'm up here talking to you guys, I'm hearing it more, so I can begin to say.
In that leaflet, the name of our body is part of the Most High's name. So I was listening, so check it out, man.
So before I go, what's your name?
Abidai.
What's your name?
Rawaban.
Daniela.
Malakia.
Well, I'm Michael.
Makala.
Yeah,
Mayaka. That's your name, Mayaka.
yeah, well, that's your name.
That's
Yeah?
Hebrew.
If anyone asks you what your name is Maya Ka'ala. Yeah? Yeah,
That's a
Ka'ala.
powerful name.
That's right.
But yeah, just keep doing that.
Just write on
Wait.
Michael. So if anyone asks you, you can
I'm going to
say.
say something.
Yeah, you know what you put?
You came up, you made a statement, and you said that you wrote that, you know, that
Wait,
you run things here. But at the moment we're not. But in due time, we will run things.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, man.
when I say we run things, I don't like because, you know, we've always, look at this, look. Great Britain isn't as great as it was when we was little. Remember, we made it little. People come off our back. Yeah? And today, it is not so great. It is Britain So what I've done is I've taken off the G. Let me show you what I got something. Yeah? This morning, I want to tell you a story first. Right? I just want to tell you a story. So I work up this place here. During the 8th of November, where I am at work, I wasn't feeling well. I don't know, I could feel it, but it's because of the cold. That's all that I know. Yeah. I'm a summer baby. Yeah? So all I know it was a cold. And I thought I was coming down with something. Anyway, I work part-time. 3 days. Yeah? So the Friday, I was supposed to go in. I thought my coordinator and I said to her, I don't feel well. And so what she said to me, I must do, I work with individuals that from 18 to 50 plus, they have autism disability. Yeah? So I'm a support worker. So 2 days I'm at the centre. There's one particular individual who got a good body. I go to a family's yard and she catches a cab. You know how the cabs are nowadays, like before. So
that's what I said, my brother. Just keep enjoying, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to tell you this thing before it happens. So cabs are not like how they are today now, yeah? 30 years ago, they changed, yeah? People went for other things. So I'm going along with the family for 2 hours. I thought, nah, man, this is not good. I'm not sick, yeah? For my
Still.
Alright, the cops is I am home and my coordinator told me to do this test. Do this test. It's about half an hour. When it first came about, that day.
Well, they were just trusting the Most High, man. The Most High.
That's what we just read.
Yeah.
And then what happened? I isolated the tape. I isolated the tape. Within 5
We're
minutes.
gonna have to get back.
Yeah, because we're people. But it's lovely meeting you. And watch our channel and keep God's command.
That's right.
Slowly learn them and try to.
What's the name?
My God, you have to get used to it.
Yeah.
So when I see you guys, I would just, get on set.
Remember, the name is Yahweh. Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Alright, yeah? Alright.
Alright, Shalom.
Yeah, take care.
Exodus, but yeah, as we're saying, it's like that sort of, led us somewhere else. But actually, we're here for our people.
That's right.
But at the same time, we have to still try and stay within. We can't be having like a leisurely conversation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what after camp. So,
precept.
yeah, go on, bring it up.
This is Obadiah chapter 1 and 15.
Oh,
For
that's
the
coming
day.
later.
Oh, it's coming later. I'll save it for later.
No, bring it up. Yeah, bring it up.
There's a reason why it came out.
Because actually, we're dealing with judgment, so yeah, bring that up.
It's the book of Obadiah chapter 1 verse 15. For the day of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is near upon all the heathen,
That's right.
as thou hast done.
And what have they done to us?
And there you
They've,
go.
they've led us into
Example.
Get Jeremiah 30 and 16. Let's see what they've done to us, man. Yeah, it says, as thou hast done, go and read.
As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee.
Yeah, so let's see what these nations have done to us.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 16.
Because these nations ain't going to escape judgment. We have to drink of that cup. Yeah, so now the Most High is turning the table where they're going to have to drink. And someone get Deuteronomy 30 and 7.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee
shall be devoured.
Yeah, we were devoured as a people. If you look at the state that we're in now, these nations have totally destroyed us, man. That's one of the curses until thou are destroyed.
And all thine adversaries, every one of them,
Who?
every one of them,
So none is escaping.
That's right.
See, so that goes back when it said, upon all the heathens, God,
shall go into captivity.
right, read.
And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil.
Meaning what? Because when you read Isaiah 60, these nations are going to be bringing us their goodies, man.
Right.
Go on.
And all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
Yeah, man. They're going to have to be serving us. Bring that up, man. Yeah.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21 and verse 16.
Bring it out.
And he that stealeth a man,
Now, when we stole him, yes. So we're going to steal him, actually. We're going to take
And I got one.
We're not going to steal them. We're going to take them.
Sure.
Take
them.
And he that say, the saints of the Most High is going to take the kingdom.
That's right.
And what comes with the kingdom?
Spoils.
Everything that's it. Spoils.
it reads, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand,
Right there, hear that? If he be found in his hand. So they not only stole us, they sold us, and if they be found, we are still here. So we are still found in their hand.
Actually, when Yahushua returns, it's going to be, you know, when they say, oh, cool, you red-handed.
Yeah. Remember the scripture said, if they be found in, it's like a thief. You turn on the light and you caught him with your mobile phone in his hand still. Yeah.
And you freezing like you don't
Yeah.
see it.
and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
That's the judgment, man. That's what these nations have done to us, man. So judgment has to come, and the Most High is a righteous judge. Using Psalm 96, isn't it? Yeah, bring that out.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 96 and verse 10. Say among the heathen that Yahweh reigneth.
Yeah, so this is what we're letting these people know, man. Our power reigns, man.
Right.
There's no good but Yahweh Bashir
Right.
Yahweh.
The world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved.
Right, good.
He shall judge the people righteously.
And this is what we need, man. We need a righteous kingdom because this kingdom was established upon injuries, riches got by deceit, all kind of wickedness. So there has to be a flip side. There has to be a balance, man. Yeah, jump to 13.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 96 and verse 13. And it reads, before Yahweh, for he cometh to judge the earth, before he cometh to judge the earth, he shall judge the world with righteousness and the people with his truth.
That's what we're looking, man. When the scriptures say a new heaven and earth wherein dwelleth righteousness, man. Yeah? So judgment has to come, man, and all these nations, read your Obadiah again, Mama Kisha, 1 and 50. All these nations have to get their judgment, just like how we got our judgment. And there's still even judgment coming for our people if they don't repent, man. That's why we come out and tell our people to repent, so that they can avoid future judgment.
It's the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 15. For the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen.
Yeah, that day ain't far off, man. You can see through the prophecies. It says, measure the time diligently. And we can see that there's not really much prophecies left, man. Tree, you got Jacob's trouble, but to get really deep and sticky. War, and Marcus Garvey.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Those are the real main ones that's left. And the next one are deliverance, man. Yeah, that's gonna come after those, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another one, man. And that's why I say you have to make sure you work to get into the kingdom, man.
right.
Not just them chariots.
And work on your belief and faith too.
Yeah.
Obadiah chapter 1 verse 15. For the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head.
Yeah. What goes around comes around, man.
That's right.
We say, be not deceived, Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap, man.
I would just say that's justice.
Double fold too.
Yeah.
That's true justice, man.
That's right.
That lets you know that our power is a fair power,
That's
man.
right. That's why it says he's going to judge the earth in righteousness. That's what we're seeing.
And this is why it always says that what has been shall be. Because when you look at back in time, the prophets of old did exactly the same thing. They prophesied of the fall of many kingdoms, of pestilence, war, famine. So what's different today? So any prophet that's going around prophesying peace, that's what they do in a Christian church, you know they ain't been sent by the Most High.
That's right. And he's going to require it at their mouth.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 10.
That's right.
He that leadeth into captivity.
Now, this is getting back to where the brother read Exodus 21:16. There's he that leadeth into captivity
Shall go into captivity.
You know, it says a false balance is an abomination. So that's just a righteous balance, man. You lead someone into slavery, you go into slavery.
That's right.
It's only fair.
He that leadeth into captivity
I don't see nothing wrong with that verse.
shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Yeah, that's right.
Here is the patience.
Here's the best. Here's the best bit coming.
And the faith
Of the
saints.
That's right.
That's what we're patiently waiting for.
That's the best bit to be right. You know, to show that, yeah, the saints are actually waiting. That's why you know this thing ain't for anyone of any nation. You know? Because the saints, you know, that's what they're waiting for. For their enemies to go into captivity. Just like how they went into captivity. And who's the saints? The Israelites, man.
Righteous judgment.
That's right. Jeremiah 25.
Yep. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 25, verses 15 to 17.
Yeah.
We read verse 15. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, God power of Israel, Yasha'Allah, unto me, take the wine cup of this fury at my hand, and cause all the nations to whom I send thee to drink it.
Yeah, and a lot of that fury that the Most High is going to be pouring out is going to be upon those that want to take the Marcus Garvey, man. Because it tells you, actually, it says, Revelation 14, Revelation 14 and 9, this state here. Revelation 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High,
Right.
which is poured out without mixture.
Right.
That means you're getting the full Monty, man.
That's right.
Into the cup of his indignation,
That's right.
and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
And let me just add, this verse I just read, where it says the cup of his fury, when you go into the note, it actually says wrath. So it links up perfectly with the verse you just read. I'm on 16.
17.
No, just jump to 17. Verse 17. Then took I the cup at the Lord's hand, Yahweh's hand, and made all the nations to drink, unto whom the Lord Yahweh had sent me.
So that goes back to the other night that the brother read. Yeah, all these nations are going to drink, man. None of them is going to escape any judgment. Yeah, there's nowhere they can run. There's nowhere they can hide. Yeah, judgment will reign, man, and it will reign in righteousness.
And I also add, this also proves that it's the Lord Yahweh that sent us there.
That's right.
Because it said, unto whom the Lord Yahweh had sent us. So he was the one that led us into that captivity because of our unrighteousness.
Isa.
Bring it up.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 34 verse 2. For the indignation of the Lord Yahweh is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, and he hath delivered them to the slaughter.
That's right. Read that again, Uncle Shams.
Isaiah chapter 34 verse 2. For the indignation of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter.
That's talk, speaking in the past tense.
Is this done?
Yeah.
It's a done deal, man.
Done deal.
Mom, sis,
Done.
you want to hear something nice? You believe in the Bible? Yeah, come on, let's show, let's do something. Yeah, but
But then we'll have to turn
yeah,
this way.
come up a bit so we can talk to you. Don't be shy. Okay. Alright, do you know judgment is coming, sis? Look, I'm having to turn away, car. Yeah, you don't have to be on camera. You know what I'm saying? You know judgment is coming? You believe in the Bible? You know who we are in the Bible as a people? Yeah, so-called Negroes, our people. That's right. And we're meant to be God's chosen people, right?
Remember Jesus said that Jesus came for the Jews and the Gentiles.
But who are those Gentiles?
Those who are non-Jews.
Can we show you that's incorrect? That's religion teaching.
No, it's in the Bible.
Yeah, that's what it says, but I'm saying the understanding that they've given is incorrect. Yeah, Romans 9. Let me show you something. Can someone get John 7, 35? Because what you have to realize is, the Israelites went through, when you read the Bible, there's like 5 main captivities they went through. You got the Egyptian, the Assyrian, the Babylonian, the Media Persia, the Greeks, and the Romans. 6 main that you read in the Bible. Now, where can we read about what happened to the Israelites under the Greek captivity? Can't, they took it out.
Yeah, there are lots of things that has been removed.
In the Mark
Yes.
Bible.
There's
So-
something that God didn't choose to be
Yeah,
put
so you
into
see
the
this
Bible.
book here? No.
All
No.
the saints wrote something, but there were
But men removed it. Because
Can
show you
can
Bible.
I just say something? Like you said that there were some things that God didn't put in the Bible. That's not the case. What happened is He made everything known. What happened is when the Protestants came into power, like the Romans, the Protestants of the Christian Church in the 18th century, they took certain books out of the Bible because what they were doing. Certain books teaching against some of their doctrine. So they had to remove it so they can teach it. Because if it was in the Bible, certain things they were teaching, when you went into the Bible would teach you different. So they had to take it out of the Bible so they can teach that. And then it wouldn't be found in the Bible. So then it's like their word would stand.
Yeah, but remember, there are certain people that out there to destroy Christianity. And there are 2 types.
But Christianity has never been any good for us, sis.
No, it's the reason why the thing is that the enemy is trying to take it away from God's children. Right? And if you follow the teaching of the Bible, there's not going to be any problem. The enemy is trying to take away.
Alright, can I just ask you one
Christianity
question? With one question, you were about to say there's 2 types of Christianity. Could you please illustrate what you mean by that? What are the 2 types of Christianity?
There is the one that's, the one I believe.
The one you deal
Jesus
with?
Christ is the Son of God, and He's sitting on the right-hand side,
Right.
right-hand hand of God. And one day He's going to come back and judge the living and the dead.
Right.
And then Jesus knows about them because they have been around for a long, long time because it's in the Bible.
Right.
And they were doing research. I saw it. They were doing research and they just show little things and you have to sort of like grasp it. There is another religion that call themselves Christians,
Right.
and they are not Christians.
Well,
Okay.
remember you were speaking about the Gentiles. Well, what one do you show you the Gentiles?
No, I just wanted to illustrate to her who the original church actually was. So you said there's 2 types of Christians. So in
There's one that dare to destroy God's children.
No, I heard you.
And they are not
I heard you. So
Christians.
there's true Christians and fake Christians that are set up to destroy.
But Jesus is there to protect us, and we have to just focus on Jesus. That's all we have.
All right, but you're not allowing me. You're not even allowing me to ask you the question. You made a statement. So we're on camera, so for edification, you said there's two types. No, you're not. We are. There's two types of Christians. You said one are the right Christians, and the others are set up to destroy the right Christians. That's what you said, right? So I'm trying to address what you said. So this is the book of Acts, chapter 13. Sorry, Salakia. It's 11, yes. This is the book of Acts, chapter 11, and verse 6. 26, Salakia. Verse 26, and it reads, and when he had found him, actually, let me go to 25. Then departed Barnabas. So, do you know who the Barnabas was? Right. Then departed Barnabas to Tarsus to seek Saul. You know who Saul was? Saul was otherwise known as Paul, right? So he went to seek Paul. Verse 26. And when he had found him, when Barnabas had found Paul, he brought him unto Antioch, right, which is one of the 7 churches. And it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people. And the disciples of who? Jesus Christ. The disciples of Hamashiach, Jesus Christ, were called Christians. So you're talking about the disciples. So what were the disciples of Jesus Christ teaching?
The thing is right.
No, address my...
Yes.
What were they teaching?
They were teaching the work of... The
Some
thing
of
is right.
Second
I'm not... When they assemble themselves, they probably, because I know, because I've read that already, they changed, before Jesus came, when Jesus was among us.
Acts is after.
No, I know, when Jesus was among us, I don't think, they were all Jews. They were all Jews, but Jesus is a Jew. And, so go ahead.
Let me just finish you something.
They changed it, that's how they came.
Sister, remember it says they were called Christians at Antioch. Yeah, at Antioch. So let's see who was at Antioch. Read
Remember, Antioch is a Greek province. This way you have to be.
Second Maccabees 4 and 7.
Listen to this.
This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 4 and verse 7. But after the death of Seleucus, when Antiochus, called Epiphanes, took the kingdom, Jason, the brother of Ananias, labored under to be the high priest.
Now this is an Israelite. Yeah, Jason, he labored under Andoni. He tried to be a high priest. He wanted to be an high priest.
Promising unto the king intercession 303 score talents of silver, and of another revenue 80 talents. Besides this, he promised to assign 150 more if he might have license to set him up a place for exercise and for the training up of youth in the fashions of the heathen.
This Israelite, wanted to train up the youths in the fashions of the other nations. But let's see what youths these are. Go on.
And to write them of Jerusalem by the name of Antiochus.
So this is one of the reasons why Paul was going to places like Antioch, because he had his own people there gone. But let's see what they were doing. These Israelites who was calling themselves Antiochus. Go on.
Which when the king has granted and he had gotten into his hand the rule, he forthwith brought his own nation to the Greekish fashion.
So this is what was happening. Our people took on the customs of the Greeks. So when you read about the Gentiles, these were Israelites who took on the customs of the Greeks. So I asked you, what happened to the history of the Israelites under the Greeks? Someone get jump to First Maccabees. Someone, you got your copy? Yeah, get First Maccabees for me. First Maccabees 1:49. So let me show you a little bit of the history of what happened to our people, why they were calling them Gentiles under the Greeks. First Maccabees 1:49.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 49. 49, yeah. And it reads, to the end that they might forget the law.
Hold on. It's a bit too...
Yeah, it's too far.
41. Yeah, listen to this.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
Now what we're going to read about here is similar to what happened to us during slavery.
That's exactly right.
The transatlantic slave trade.
Exactly right. Verse 42.
So listen to this.
And everyone,
But this is history, sis.
Yeah,
this is provable history.
in fact,
Let me ask you a question before the brother read on.
The thing is, right?
You need to know the history before you just
I
jump.
know the history. I know what you're I read it, but I don't go every we have to pray and God to open up your mind
Yeah, but-
and understand.
But this is documented history, sis. So this is showing you why it says to the Jew first and then to the Gentiles. Because you have to remember, when this happened, jump straight to verse. Let me speed up a bit for you. Jump to verse.
I don't understand what it is you're saying, the Jews and then for the Gentiles.
Because this is what happens. Because what happens is, you see here, King Antiochus forced some of our people to take on their customs. And when you read about the Maccabees were a group of people, a family and a group of people who fought against what was happening here to keep the customs. So you had a number of our people, read 48 for it. This is what was happening, sis.
so this is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 48.
You need to know the history, sis. God.
That they should also leave their children uncircumcised.
So this is one of the things that he was telling them
I
to
read,
do.
that's where I am in the Bible, because I'm reading it. I am I suppose
We're in the book of 1 Maccabees.
I don't think which one is Maccabees?
Right,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, you don't have it.
You don't have it.
Let the brother read it and then, you know.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 48.
Yeah, it's in Acts, isn't it?
No. This is, look,
Apocrypha.
you see this Bible here? Yeah. This is the 1611. So when the King James was printed, it had this in there.
They call it the Maccabee Bible in
I'll
Jamaica.
show you clearly.
Done.
Like you see, like this is the Holy Bible, 1611 King James Version. Now, this part of the Bible, the Romans removed more or less. See this part of the Bible, which has got Maccabees, Judith, which is that.
Where do you sell that?
Oh, there's a Bible shop here.
Bible
You
shop.
can get it.
They've removed this much out of the
What is it
Bible.
called?
Apocrypha.
But you want the KJV
What is apocrypha? And what does apocrypha mean?
Hidden book.
Hidden book.
Hidden books.
Yeah, and listen, because the book, the Bible you're reading only has 66 books, which has got 39 of the old, 27 in the new. That's what you're reading. So, yeah, this has 80. This has the 14 extra books that was
Shred.
removed in
Shred.
the 18th century.
But this is why you don't
That's
know
why you
this
don't know
history.
this history. Hold on a minute, before you say, this is why you're still got that premises that Christ and all that was going to Gentiles. And which, let me finish up. So this is why you have that notion that Christ was teaching non-Israelites, and you know there was Jews or Greeks or Gentiles or Greeks, because you don't know the history how they became Gentiles
Yes.
for not keeping the laws.
In the Bible, to talk, Jesus came for everybody.
No.
Matthew
15:24.
That's what religion
No.
teaches, sis.
No.
No, it's in the Bible.
Where? Show me that. Where?
Tell me where to
Verse,
go.
chapter, and verse.
Tell me where to go, and I'll pull it up right now.
24.
Oh, quote it. Quote it.
Quote it.
It's in the Bible.
Quote it.
Because first,
Tell us where, and I will read it. We read it.
because why are you saying that Jesus had not gone to
Precept,
heaven?
Yeah, bring it up.
Why?
It's the book of Matthew chapter 15 verse 24.
Yeah.
But he answered and said,
Actually, before you read that, read 11 and 18, and then go to 15, 24. These are
Why are you people saying that Jesus God is going to the Gentiles?
Wait, we're going to show you something.
We are all mixed with the Gentiles.
Hold on.
We're mixed with Jews.
No, you got it wrong.
this.
Read the Bible.
Listen to this.
11, 18.
I've got a
it's the book
precept.
of Matthew chapter 11 verse 18. With Matthew's 11 and 18 here, it says,
It's in
anyway, it says, for John came neither eat No, for John neither came eating.
18.
Yeah.
Or 18:11.
It's in the Bible. I
But
saw it.
listen, sis. We're reading the Bible, sis.
It's the book of Matthew chapter 18, verse 11.
It's in Acts as well.
And it reads, "For the Son of Man is come to save
Who's the Son of
which is
Man?
Jesus.
Okay, so we're on that right verse.
for the Son of Man is come to save that which is lost."
So who's lost, sister?
Lost
The
sheep.
Jews.
Yeah, so let the brother
Look at
read.
15
He came
now.
for the Jews, but he also came for everybody.
Wait,
No,
we'll
sis.
see.
Not only
We'll
for the
see.
Jews.
Wait.
This is
Listen
Matthew.
to this.
And did you
Wait,
read the part?
listen.
Did you read the part where Peter had a dream? Did you read the part where
Yes.
Peter had a dream?
Yeah,
And
Acts 10.
also
Acts
about
10.
snakes and
Yes,
everything
yes.
was coming
Well,
from
we're gonna answer that. Let the brother read his.
We're going to show you the
Yeah.
understanding of that.
And go back.
Watch this.
But no, there's no understanding
Sister,
of it. There's no-
there is.
It,
But you
it
have-
says it in
Sister,
the Bible.
we're gonna give you the understanding. Sister, just have patience, man.
Have patience.
Read your Matthew 15.
Listen to this.
This is Christ speaking, and you
The
told me if
book
you
of Matthew
disagree
chapter
with
15
this.
verse 24, and it reads, "But he answered and said, I am not sent unto the lost sheep, but unto the lost sheep of the house of
Read that
Israel."
again,
That's what-
smooth.
yeah.
Read that again, smooth.
Matthew